And I'm back with more Tales of Arise. As you can see, level 70. And, yes, I've been doing quite a bit of that, leveling up shit for the last week or so. And, everybody's pretty much full on what they need to do. You might wonder what all this stuff is. Well, check this shit out. Every single side quest. There was one I wanted to show off, but it apparently is only locked in post-game, and that is otherworldly visitors. So once this game is done and dusted, a series of dungeons ranked level 65 to 99 or 100 will open. Characters' best weapons will be included in this, as will other stuff to get their best weapons, as will some characters from other games in the franchise. Because I'm not going to do those, unfortunately, because those are endgame things, and I'm going to be working on Persona, I will go over the two characters in question, so if you want to face off against them, feel free. And there are other bits and pieces here and there, but given that that's something I can't do in the span of this playthrough, unless I was to go and do that later, the characters in question are Edna from Zestiria and her brother Aizen from Berseria. There's other DLC for other characters if you want to fight them, namely Asuna and Kirito from Sword Art Online, with their actors actually being brought in to do these. That was a neat little touch. Like I said, that is post-game content and DLC. As far as the final boss, the Great Astral Spirit of Rena, I needed to be level 60 to defeat it. I'm level 70. I think I'm good. But I wanted to do something before all that crap. So I'm out here in the Latvu marshlands. Because I went through Rena 2 or 3 times. Then I went through the waterfall caverns and other places to fight dudes. I went through the Spirit Temple itself to fight all the dudes. That was the enemies of the Wedge. And that was locking one of Alphen's things down here. I think it was Infernal Tongue or Vanquisher of the Four Lights. So yes, I did that. Those crazy high-level bosses were part of the Spirit Temple, and that tower with those birds that were like level 66. I fought those fuckers for like 2 or 3 hours, if not more, to get to level 70, and then I fucking murdered that fucking thing. Part of it was some other things. I think it was the golden suit of armor and the silver suit of armor. That helped me get some experience, because there is a nasty level grinding handicap when you start leveling above the game's preferences. So use those, and then some other things. Of course, they want you to buy their DLC. That's what they want you to do it. But anyway, microtransactions aside, in-game you can do this. These are from cutscenes about hot springs. So that's also a thing. We'll see those if that's part of the thing. The Owl Forest as well. How do I show those off? Well, through here. And this is the episode that I'm going to do all this stuff.
Something smells nice. It's probably the accessory I picked up earlier. It uses materials that put off a pleasing aroma.
Ooh, that sounds lovely. I'm jealous.
Wanna try it? I'm sure it'll look great on you.
Really? I'd love to.
So yes, given that I've fought through Rena, Beyond Her Thorns, is this the... No. No. That was from Collegiate, never mind. Okay. But alright. So I went through Rena. There are some bosses. Nobody of importance, really. Just fighting bosses. And then there was the skits. So the idea here is to watch the skits that I haven't shown off, that I've seen already, so that you guys don't miss anything as far as skits go. I know that that was a thing for the longest time, but I'm gonna try and show these off. I hope they're in here. Ah.
A hollowed ocean as far as the eye can see. What do you think would happen if we fell in?
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown, wouldn't you?
I think this is one we saw before the end of the last
I don't
episode,
believe I've
but
heard
still.
of someone ever trying. Perhaps you'd like the glory of being the first?
Nah, I'll pass.
Again, I'm doing this so I don't have to do this while going down Rena, because I'm going to try and do a full-on episode of beating the shit out of Rena and getting my way to the final
No,
boss.
because I said I passed.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are. This place deserves our respect.
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end of this one for a while.
You'd think I was already snorkeling in it or something.
Yeah, I mean, look at how many there fucking are. I'm kind of glad I didn't do
So
this.
the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Renaissance using the Sovereign and Maiden's power. But just how do we do that exactly?
I'm guessing it won't be as easy as holding a spirit channeling ceremony at our leisure.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for suppressing her thorns, Shion's had a lifetime's experience. The problem isn't just our enemy's strength, it's that it's sentient too. And you can bet anything you like it's not going to just sit back and let us destroy it.
In other words, we need to find some way to weaken it in advance. The Great Spirit,
By
that is.
stabbing it?
Back when Shion's thorns flew
Stabbing
out
it
of control,
works.
we were able to deal with them directly. If this is their host, they should be even more corporeal here.
If that's the case, it should make them easier to attack at least. And if we can manage to divert enough energy away from the spirit's core, even temporarily,
We might just be able to weaken it enough to steal the Renaissance, which we can then use to seal it away forever. It won't be easy, but it's our only shot. Time to buckle up.
Okay.
I thought there'd be more dirt and rocks and stuff underneath the hollowed ocean, but it's all artificial.
I would imagine they're remnants left behind by the Helganquil, seeing as there's little actual land remaining.
it's incredible. Do you think it stretches all the way down to the center of the planet?
Hey, these guys built Lenegus, remember? They probably did this in a weekend.
If they had the power to create things like this, did they really only use those immense capabilities to serve the Great Spirit? Or rather, was that the only use the Great Spirit let them use their capabilities for?
Alphen,
I can't forgive them for what they've done, but I hate killing them. They don't even know why they're fighting. How does that even make them any different from the Danon slaves?
So this is after fighting Helganquil.
Perhaps. However, if we don't make a choice, the guilt of not doing anything will be that much worse.
Yeah, I know. I hate for it to be like this. But if it happens again, you won't find me hesitating to act.
We haven't seen anyone here except Helganquil. Looks like this place really is their home planet.
The true citizens of Rena. What a shame that they have become nothing more than puppets to the Great Spirit. To think of the promise their accomplishments once held. They had the potential to be great indeed.
Do you think we could have got along with them? You know, if we had met under different circumstances. Like
all of us, you mean? I suppose it's difficult to say for sure. We don't even know if they would see us as being on an equal level with them or not.
I think we may have had the chance once, before the Renan Great Spirit came along and changed everything.
You and Alphen both share an optimism. A strong willingness to believe in hope.
Do you think that's foolish?
On the contrary, I should like to take a leaf from your book myself. In Tragedy's Aftermath, hope is all we have.
I wonder how the Renans avoided being mind-controlled like the Helganquil. Do you think it might have something to do with the fact that they were originally Danans?
I'd say it's likely, which is pretty ironic when you think about it.
Ironic?
The Renans have committed grave injustices against the Danans. But it was all of their own volition, not because they were being controlled. Now, it turns out they themselves were once Danans too.
Which must mean that the root of their evil isn't the Great Spirit, but something inherent in all of us. Our free will.
Now hang on, though. It was that same free will that allowed Xion and Dohalim to choose to fight alongside us. Without it, we wouldn't have been able to beat hatred and forge all those connections we've made. Free
The
will is
power
what
of
saved us.
friendship!
Law's entirely right. In any case, it certainly can't hurt to look on the bright side every now and then.
Yeah. Where there's hope, there's a way.
What'd he say?
He said, without a doubt.
He said Law is stupid.
Just look at the size of that thing. And how Helganquil's technology certainly is impressive. And they don't seem to do things by halves either. In the past 300 years. Oh, even before that. Just how many people, Renan or Danan, do you think have ever seen this?
Regarding the past 3 centuries, at least, I'd say there's a good chance that we're the first. Also, while I get that it's impressive and all, I'm just amazed you're still standing around gawping at it at a time like this. Sometimes I wonder about your priorities.
I can understand where he's coming from. More to the point, does anyone know where it leads?
What do you mean where it leads? To the center of the planet, of course.
And that doesn't strike you as sounding just a little bit, oh, I don't know, far? There has to be a quicker way to get there, right?
Jump in
Yeah.
a hole.
With all this technology at their fingertips, it seems pretty unlikely that they'd make that kind of journey on foot. There must be some kind of device somewhere. Let's see if we can figure out how to use it.
It's called
Borrowing other
elevators.
Contraptions? You're either brave or out of your mind.
If it works for them, there's no reason it wouldn't for us. Why make things harder for ourselves?
You know what he's like, Law. Once he gets an idea in his head, there's no talking him out of it.
The hell was that thing?
Probably something that was made here and somehow managed to
Fought a
survive,
boss.
even after all this time. Not that there's any way of knowing now.
What's wrong?
Oh, I just suddenly found myself contemplating what might have happened to the sovereigns that were meant to emerge from the crown contests.
What do you mean?
You see, the winners of the past crown contests were all strong astral arts practitioners. Furthermore, that enemy we just fought appeared to be composed of several human bodies. It was certainly nothing one would find in nature.
You're saying those were the remains of the winners? That they forgot who they once were?
Oh.
I'm merely saying it's a possibility.
That's absolutely gruesome. How long had the Helganquil been at this?
It was Rena's Great Spirit that made them do all of this. Anything to get its astral energy.
So, looks like the Helganquil have been engineering Zeugles too. Why doesn't that surprise me at this point?
The creatures we've been encountering here have been a little different to what we're used to fighting. but I'm pretty sure they're Zeugles too.
Do you think they were engineered using creatures native to the area?
Indeed. However, based on the current circumstances, I would guess these Zeugles are all that's left of the planet's fauna now.
You mean there might have been native owl species here once upon a time too?
Aw. Aw.
The floor's on the ceiling and the ceiling's on the floor. This whole thing's making my head spin. Why would they even do something like this?
The Helganquil can bend life forms to suit their will. Nothing they could do at this point would surprise me.
The ceiling is on the floor. That doesn't weird you out?
What good is a team made up of members who all share the same opinions on everything? And besides, when you get to be at my ripe old age, one begins to consider it quite uncouth to show one's true emotions at times.
Oh, come on, Grandpa. You can't be that old.
The sands of time wait for none of us, lad.
Fuck you, Dol
Yeah,
Halim.
we'll see. Though at this rate,
You
I
look
guess
like
I'll
you're
have to live long enough to
25.
get as old as you first, huh?
You will. And when the time comes, I look forward to hearing you change your tune on the matter.
He looks like he's 25. Shut up. I'm 37 and I've never been that pretty, not even at 18.
So here's a question. We came all this way to Rena on the assumption the Renis Alma's here, right?
Just don't say it, Law.
Yeah, but I'm just saying...
I said don't.
I can understand why you might be concerned, Law. But you need to remember that there are people it affects more directly than you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, oops.
We've managed to make it this far believing. Losing faith now won't do us any good. We're better off focusing our anxiety elsewhere.
Like stabbing.
Such as?
Stabbing.
The Great Spirit.
Stabbing.
If Hevrect 35's to be believed, our enemy won't just be handing over the Renis Alma to us. At least, not without a fight.
Like she said,
Not
stabbing.
only that, but that same enemy just gulped down more than an entire world's worth of astral energy.
Point taken. It may be strange to say, but when I'm fighting, or at least know what needs to be done, it helps me a lot. I don't doubt myself as much. So thanks. Both of you.
Yeah, just have Law punch. That's Shion stuff. So we done that. We're good there.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit.
So Shion and Rinwell are complete. So
Thinking some more about how to realize your ideals?
No. Actually, I've been trying not to obsess about it as much as before. I find when I think too much about my ideals, I get hung up on the reality of things and lose sight of what's really important. I know what it's like to go hungry, to lose your family. That should be reason enough to fight for a better society, so nobody else has to. Sorry about that.
Even thinking about things will make you hungry after a while. You wait here. I'll go whip something up for you.
Thanks for the food.
What's so funny?
Nothing. Just impressed at how good of a cook you've become.
Well, we've been on this journey for a while now, so I've had more than a few opportunities to hone my skills.
Yeah, and now I have a good meal in me. There's a simple kind of happiness that comes with that, you know? One that's more powerful and convincing than complicated logic can be.
That reminds me of something Law said, about how talking too much doesn't put food in people's stomachs.
That sounds like Law. But it's true nonetheless. When you get down to it, all you really need is enough food to keep you full and to be surrounded by people you love. Everything else comes second.
Speaking of people you love, I haven't heard you talk about Magal much lately.
Wow, okay. Way to make me feel like the worst sister ever. But you're right, I haven't. If I'm honest, I think it's because I finally found other people I love just as much. Whatever kind of society we end up having after this, it needs to be a place where I know you all can be happy. That's my starting point for now. Don't worry. Once I finish folding these clothes, I'll go to sleep.
So it doesn't look like I'm going to finish Kisaris thing.
Let's stay safe today.
But that's fine. More importantly, let's just fucking go. I will show this off, but I will say the next episode is going to be bum rushing down. If I fight stuff, it's because they're in the fucking way.
Destination.
Let's sure. I mean, that's plenty of stuff, honestly. I also have a meal that's going to last like 30 fucking minutes. I think it's like attack or elemental defense or just something else. But yes, level 70. None of the fights in here are going to be worth a damn, and that was before I leveled up about 10 levels more. So yeah, my whole thing is to get back to where I was before I started doing all the side questy bullshit. I'll show that off next episode. And then after that will be the finale. See you guys next time.